In this video tutorial, we'll cover the use of the Relational Value Lookup feature, which allows you to easily find relational items by searching for the item's field values in that table. This is available for both single and multi-relational fields. In this process app, I have an auxiliary table called food item. In this table, I have an assortment of items, each one representing a different food item. And for each one of these items, I've selected a value out of this single selection field here called category. You can see the different values I've made for this single selection field here. And so I've created an assortment of items which I'll show you in the administrator. You can see the different foods I have here, and I've associated each one to an appropriate category for the single selection field. And what this will allow us to do when it comes time to use the Relational Value Lookup feature is to search this table, food item, for different items based upon a different value for the category single selection field. So if I wanted to go ahead and search for all food items in the grains category, I should get values such as noodles and bread. In order to enable this to work, first thing that needs to be checked is that you have, one, your single relational field pointed to the auxiliary table, because this is the actual field that we'll need to make the selection in once you're done searching for it using the value lookup. And to make sure that you have the ability to use a value lookup, this single relational field needs to be enabled to allow searching. This function here, the single drop-down list, will not give you the value lookup. After confirming that, you also need to make sure that for all fields that you would like to be able to search in the targeted table, they need to have a option selected in the property editor and under the attributes, options, to have appears on lookup form and relational field value lookup. This way you can keep a tidy lookup form by including only the fields that you wish to specify a value for, and thus find all the items that have those desired field values. Once this is done, you can go ahead and deploy your application, and assuming that you have set up all of your data, whether that be manually, accrued over time, mass value updates, or a data import to make sure you have all of your items with correct associations to other fields within the table. So I will now take you to the submit form, which contains my single relational food item field. You'll notice here this is the search function that will allow you to search whatever field or fields you have set for the display value format for the aux table. This is outside the scope of this tutorial. For more information on the value display format of a table, please consult the SBM Composer Guide. So to bring up the value search, the value lookup function, click the icon to the right, and you can see here that category along with the title are the fields that are included for the lookup function. And if I go ahead and select a value such as grains and bring it over to the right and then immediately hit the lookup, it'll bring in the two different items that I had associated to that particular category. I can also bring in multiple values and thus have it bring in all the other items that have either grains or meat/poultry in the single selection category field. I can then go ahead and make my selection here and bring it into the field values box below and hit OK to send it to the form. This concludes the overview of the relational value lookup function. But if for whatever reason you need to have your single relational field selections limited based upon the value of another single relational field, please consult my other video tutorial entitled establishing dependencies through relational fields.